our last case is Barrett v. U.S., and this is a question about double jeopardy. And we've talked a lot about double jeopardy lately because of the Mangione case. This is another side of double jeopardy. So double jeopardy means that you cannot be convicted of the same crime twice. But what happens when a person is convicted of two totally different crimes for the same conduct? When is that allowed? So for example, when can I be convicted of robbery and burglary for stealing the same stuff from the same person? And when is that not allowed under double jeopardy rules? That's what this case is about. And you'll have to forgive me a little bit of algorithm speak here. The defendant in this case was involved in several crimes, one of which ended with a victim passing away after a co-conspirator fired on him. The defendant was convicted under 18 U.S.C. 924C and 924J, among other things. We're looking at C and J. And here's the thing, 924C basically means committing another crime and having a certain type of weapon, okay? Which means you can only be convicted of 924C along with another crime. But 924J means you were already convicted of 924C and the victim passed away. Which means there's this sort of Russian doll situation where you have to keep going through to get to 924J. You have to commit one crime and then another crime before you can be convicted of the third crime, but it's all the same crime. So we have a rule about this. It's called Blockburger v. United States, which basically says that for two crimes to carry separate punishments when the elements overlap like this, each crime has to require an extra fact to prove the crime. Otherwise, you don't get to punish the person for both. So 924J is, on its face, just 924C plus an extra fact. So can 924C get a separate punishment? Well, just to complicate things, there's at least one more thing out there. It's sort of an exception to the Blockburger rule, which is that if it's clear that Congress intended both of these crimes to be punishable offenses, then the court won't overrule the will of Congress. So there's going to be a little bit of legislative history that's discussed here as well to determine what Congress intended when they wrote these. But the general question about whether statutes like this can be charged consecutively or not is really our big question here, and that's what we're going to be looking at.